Hey guys, I just looked creepy like that for a second because Facebook likes to pick up the ugliest faces I make during a live and put that as my screenshot or whatever it's called. I'm gonna wait to see if some people get on. And I just felt God telling me to do this video. I know that sounds cliche, but sometimes I don't understand, but I just follow my heart. So my heart felt like I had to come talk to you guys today. Hi, Diane. Hi, Bev. And I might get emotional, but I think this will be a good live. I'm hoping. Hi, Yvonne. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Bev. Hi, Diane. Hi, Brenda. I'm already tearing. I haven't even started talking. Well, this isn't going to be good. Hi, Beth. If you guys wouldn't mind, if you've never shared any of my videos, will you share this one? I feel like maybe this one has the potential to just help somebody out there that may be struggling. So hi, Natalie. I'm going to share it too. So go share the video. Once you do, just drop a heart emoji below if you wouldn't mind for me. And then we're going to get into it. We're going to be talking about grief today. And, you know, it's so crazy because I didn't plan on doing this live. And then I was journaling and I just felt compelled and I started writing notes on what I've learned about grief and things that I have, that I do that help me get through it. And so I thought I would just touch on my story a little bit and then give you guys a little bit of tips. This is kind of a subject I feel like a lot of people don't talk about. I feel like anything that makes us uncomfortable, we don't want to talk about, right? Like depression, grief, all of the really hard stuff in life. Sometimes I feel like we steer away from it because it's uncomfortable. But I tend to talk about things that are uncomfortable. So I'm going to go and share my video. If you guys would do the same really quickly, and then we're going to get started. I just want to try to build the audience a little bit more. Hi, Crystal. Hi, Brooke. Hi, Louise. And yeah, I can't promise I won't cry. But you know, that's just life. So I'm going to share this to my personal wall, which I never do. And we're just gonna do it. Hi, you guys. Hi, Holly. Hi, Natalie. Hey, Stephanie. Okay. So, I should have brought tissues in here. Why do I not think of these things? So I was doing my, my journaling. So I journal, I've been in trauma counseling for a little while, well, like 4 months now. And I've been journaling every morning at some point, just journaling like my feelings and stuff like that. And I want to just tell, because there might be people that are popping on that don't know me. So I'm going to just tell you guys a little bit about my story and then I'll get to kind of my tips. I may get emotional because tomorrow is going to be a really hard day for me, but I feel like in my pain and what I've gone through, I can help a lot of people too. So, hey, you guys. Why am I already teary, Jess? I haven't even started talking yet. Anyway, hi, Melissa. Hi, you guys. And I look crazy. Didn't even look in the mirror. So, in April 25th of 2018, I was at work that night. My mother, my biological mom, was brutally murdered. So tomorrow will be the 3-year anniversary of that loss. I think that it's affected me every day of my life since then, 100%. And it changed a lot of me as a person. It really dug down into finding who I am, my strength, and of course it increased like crazy my faith and my relationship with Jesus. That is huge. And a lot of people will say, well, aren't you mad at God? Well, no, I'm not, because God is goodness and grace, and God has helped me through this for sure. I didn't think I would cry, but damn it. So tomorrow will be the 3-year anniversary, and see, God told me to come live and talk from my heart, but I didn't think I would be crying, but you know, here I am. So I wanted to talk a little bit about just grief, traumatic grief, whatever kind of grief you're going through, however you lose someone you love. It doesn't really matter how we lose people, the pain is still really, really real. Also, if you guys don't mind to share this video out, drop a heart if you do. I just feel like maybe, obviously there's someone that needs to hear my message because God kept pushing it for me to come do this. So I just listen and obey him, even if I think it's a crazy idea. So I will tell you guys a little bit about the last 3 years since it happened. I quit nursing. I was working as an RN the night it happened. She was murdered less than 3 minutes away from where I was working. And I don't know if I'll ever go back to it. That's a big thing that has changed. It's like something that meant so much to me. I'm not sure if I'll do again. That has been a change. I went through a lot of issues in my marriage throughout the last 3 years in terms of I had so much anger. I would just displace it on my husband all the time. Like I would blame him just because I needed someone to be mad at, you know? But luckily my husband loved me through it and we got through that. I went into a really dark place of depression. The last year and a half has actually been the hardest for me, which is weird. But I think that when you're going through the first year, it's kind of like still a shock. You don't believe it really happened. It's not real. And then, things set in. And let's not even mention the tremendous amount of court hearings that we have gone through. We still have not gone to full jury trial yet, which that is coming in a few months, thankfully, and we can close that chapter. But it's kind of like a wound that doesn't ever fully heal and then it's ripped open again because every time I have to go in the court, I remember this really happened. And, it just reminds me of that. So, I wanted to just give you guys some things that I've learned about grief. And of course, there's nothing I can tell you that's going to make it better. There's nothing I can tell you that's going to bring them back. There's nothing I can tell you that's going to change your heartbreak, for sure. But I have learned some things I would love to share with you. And they may be simple things, but they're the only things I know to share. So I'm going to share them. I didn't think I would be so emotional today. My goodness. I think I've been so strong this month that my heart's just, it's all coming out now. Oy. So, we're going to get it together. Okay. So, one thing that I would say is give yourself grace, time to feel what you feel, and don't let anybody tell you that you shouldn't feel this way or that way. That's one thing I want to tell anyone that's grieving, or if you're watching this and someday you go through it. Yeah, Melissa, I know that, but that doesn't, knowing that she's with Jesus doesn't make my pain any less, right? I know that people say that to help people, but sometimes that's not really, yeah. Anyway, so I want to just mention that again, don't ever let anybody that feels uncomfortable because you're grieving or thinks you should be over something in set amount of time, or just don't be sad because they're in a better place. Don't listen to that, right? Are they in a better place? 100%. I know that my mother's up with Jesus and is in no pain and is, an incredible peace, but right? I know that, and that's amazing. But don't ever let anybody make you feel bad about the fact that you're sad or you're having a rough time, because nobody gets to tell you how to feel. Nobody knows the love you shared with whatever person that is. They don't know the relationship you had. So they don't get to really have an opinion about it. So I want to make that very, very clear. My biological mother was my best friend. I was codependent on her to an extent. We did everything together from grocery shopping. This was someone that was active in my everyday life. And I just want to make that very clear. If you are struggling, anybody that tells you not to, or you should be over it, I've literally ended relationships with people because of that. People tell you, well, it's been this amount of time. And who are you to tell me how to feel? Was your mother murdered? Oh, she wasn't. So you have no idea how I feel. So you don't get to have an opinion. You can leave your opinion at the door. This also goes to just people in general. Like if you know someone grieving, you don't get to say that to people. You don't get to do that. And I always love when people that have never lost anybody try to tell me how to feel. That's always so ironic to me. So even as someone that, if you've not gone through it or you have someone going through it, but you don't know how it feels, don't try to tell people it'll get better. You don't know. You don't know because you've not walked through it, right? So I just want to make that very clear that nobody gets to tell you how to feel. Nobody gets to tell you that, well, it's been 3 years, you shouldn't be crying anymore. No, people don't get to tell you that there's a timeline on your pain. Because honestly, the reality is that I'm learning through counseling, I'm always going to hurt over this. There's nothing in my life that's going to ever change that this happened. There's nothing in my life that's going to bring her back to me. There's nothing in my life that is ever going to make me forget that somebody murdered my mother. Nothing is ever going to change that. And there are parts of that I will carry for my entire life, right? And I know one day I will see her again, but in the meantime, here I am. I don't have her and I still have to figure out life without her, right? Like that's just something we have to do. So again, there's no timeline on grief. And if you are grieving or you're someone that knows someone that's grieving, remember that. And remember too, this wasn't even intended, but I'm just talking from my heart. If you know someone really grieving, you're trying to make them feel better. Don't say things like they're in a better place. Don't say things like it'll get better. Because how do you know it'll get better? I don't feel like it ever gets better. We just learn to live through it. Grief isn't something you get over. Grief isn't something that just goes away. A grief is something that hits you out of nowhere all the time. And people that haven't gone through loss don't understand that. So if you're someone that hasn't and you're trying to be there for someone grieving, the best thing you can do is just listen, be present, let them know you love them, that you're there for them. That's all people need. Your words aren't going to really do anything, but what will matter is that you're there. Like when my mother died, you guys know I was adopted. My biological mom is who passed away. My brother, through adoption, he came over every day for like 5 days in a row. And he's like, I don't know what to say, but I'm here. And that's really the best you can do. And I wasn't even planning on talking to people that are not grieving, but that's the best thing to do is just be there for people. Another thing I would say to expect when you're in grief is to expect to feel hopeless at times. I remember losing my mother this time of year. I hate April. I hate springtime. I hate smelling flowers blooming. I hate everything about spring because I remember in that time, I remember feeling like going outside and looking at how the sun was shining so brightly and it was so beautiful. And how could the world be so beautiful when my world literally felt like it just ended, right? I remember telling people the sun just doesn't shine the same. And it doesn't still to this day. And I don't think it ever will again. Right. But I promise you, even though you're in that deep grief and that you feel that way, that it will shine again. It may not be as bright. It may not be as often, but meaning light will come again. And I just say that because I've been someone that's walked through this for 3 years. And there was a time I didn't think I would make it, you guys. There was a time, and this sounds so bad to say because I'm also a mom and a wife, but there was a time in my journey that I didn't know if I was going to live through this because the pain was so deep. I remember being on the bathroom floor, begging God to just take me because I couldn't live in this. I was suffering and I just felt like I was dying inside. I was dying. But I hope you guys see day by day, I've made it through, and that hopefully that can give you hope. If you go through traumatic loss, whatever kind of loss, that it sucks a lot and it sucks for a very long time. But then you get these little spurts of sunshine and light. And then you get more and more light. And you have to hold on to that, and also like surrounding yourself with people that love you and remind you how much they love you is very important, I think. But feeling hopeless is going to be a part of it. I don't care who you are. If you have a beat in your heart and there's someone in your life that you love and you lose them, it doesn't matter how you lose them, you're going to feel hopeless and feel sad. It's been 3 years, you guys, and I still cry for her. I still cry because this happened. And how could something so awful happen to such an incredibly beautiful person? And I'll never understand it. I'll never have the answers to it. But all I know is that I'm still here. And if you're grieving too, like, you're still here. We still have a purpose to fulfill. And I want to live because I know she's up in heaven. Like, she wants me to be happy. That's literally all she's ever wanted in my entire life. One of the last things she told Sean, my husband, in real life was, I'm so glad that Jess found you. You've been who I've prayed for you for so many years for her. And you've been an answer to my prayers. That was literally the last thing she ever told my husband. And we talked about it last night at dinner, and he got emotional. Like, that's just, anyway, that's a whole, I just start talking from my heart, and then I go crazy in this way and that way and upside down. Also, with grief, if you guys wouldn't mind, share the video, please. Maybe someone needs to hear it. Maybe they don't. Also, parts of grief, I need a drink. Parts of grief that will happen is, like, you're doing really, really well, and you're living your life and you're feeling good, and then out of nowhere, you just aren't. It just hits you in the wrong way, and then you're sobbing in tears. Like, the other day, I was fine. I literally went to get on the toilet to go to the bathroom, and I just started sobbing uncontrollably. And my daughter ran in and was like, what's wrong? And it's like, it can just hit you out of nowhere at any time. And so just expect that. And these are just kind of things I'm telling you guys what I've learned. And I wish I could read all of your comments. I will read them after, though, I promise you guys. Another thing I want to address, which is kind of a controversial topic. Everybody always has their opinion on counseling. Well, everybody always has an opinion on everything. Let's just get that out there. We know that, right? Everybody always has an opinion on what you do, what you don't do, how you talk, how you dress. I mean, people just are full of opinions that nobody asked for, by the way. But we know that. Something I finally had to do, because, even, although the last year I've still done live videos, I've tried to stay present. You guys saw me gain a lot of weight back. I was in a really dark place. My depression and grief, it's been something that has it's been really, really hard. And finally, several months ago, I finally decided that it was time to get help. For me, that meant going to a doctor. I started an antidepressant. And again, if you don't agree with it, that's okay. I don't care. I'm just telling you my story. I started on an antidepressant, which I should have done a long time ago. But I was always like, I don't need anything. I don't need that. I'm good. I'm strong enough. I can do it on my own. I did that. And then I started seeing a trauma counselor, which I had tried trauma counseling, you guys, 2 years ago, about a year and a half to 2 years ago. I did it for like 2 weeks and I was like, I'm done. No, it wasn't helping me. I'm not really one that wants to go talk about my inner deepest everything with a stranger. And I thought it was dumb. It wasn't for me. And so, my husband would encourage me, like, let's find you a different counselor then. And I'm like, no, I don't need that. I don't need it. I'm fine. But I wasn't fine. And I continued to dig deeper into a hole of not being fine. And sorry, I keep sniffing because I'm snotty and I didn't bring anything in here. And finally, I decided it was time to get help. And that's a key point too, with if you are grieving, you have to be ready for it. Like anything in life, any kind of change, you have to be the one that initiates it. Like my husband could tell me all day, you should go to the doctor, you should go get trauma counseling, but I didn't want it, so it wasn't a priority, right? But I got to the place of such darkness again, where I remember still thinking bad thoughts like, I don't want to be here. Like, I just have nothing to live for. I'm empty inside. I feel numb. things that aren't normal, because I would look at my life and I'm like, I have a beautiful life. I have a wonderful husband. I have a healthy daughter. I have a career. I love helping people. And yet I'm empty and numb inside. And all I would do would cry because I was just so devastated still. And so getting help really has helped me a lot. I mean, night and day, you guys. Like, it's literally the best thing I've ever done for myself, aside from getting my eyebrows tattooed. Just kidding. I want to make you laugh in the midst of the seriousness. Was getting help and acknowledging that, Jess, this isn't normal. You cannot sustain your life like this. Who wants to live a life where you're just miserable and suffering? Nobody wants to live that life. I sure as hell didn't. And I know that nobody on this earth wants to just exist here. I mean, why would we want that? And so I finally decided it was time to get help. And I love my counselor. It's actually a man. He's amazing. Love him. He's very easy to talk to. And I think that that's also important, to find someone that you vibe with and that really gets your energy and like that just, I don't know, you're comfortable with. Another tip I have with grief is doing things in memory of them and keeping their memory alive. I'm very big on this for my mother's birthday, and then tomorrow will be the anniversary of her death. Like we always all go to the cemetery. We take her favorite pack of cigarettes, which we've had for like a year and a half because we have them, and we light cigarettes for her because she was a smoker. We take Pepsi and we pour it on her grave because she loved her Pepsi, and we talk about memories. On her birthday, we always get food from her favorite whatever restaurant that she loved. And even sometimes it just is little things, like my husband and I were driving home. We went on a date last night, and it was like an hour away. And on the way home, we literally just talked about her the entire time and memories we had. And that's keeping their memory alive. And it's, talking about them is good. You remember they're still with you. And I don't know, I just think talking about them is important. And sometimes I feel like I don't want to make people uncomfortable and talk about her all the time, but it's like, no, I'm going to talk about her whenever I want to talk about her because I love her and I want to keep her memory alive. And so for a long time, I kind of like hushed myself around people because I didn't want to make people uncomfortable or feel sorry for me, or I just felt like I couldn't talk about her. And it's like, I let that go. I talk about her all the time, whenever I want. And it's wonderful to go back, even about things that used to annoy the crap out of me. She would do, like texting me all morning when she knows I worked the night before and I'm sleeping, and yet she keeps texting me, like those kinds of things. Or she calls me at 10 a.m. and wakes me up because I just fell asleep because I worked the night before. I'd be like, really? Like we, Sean and I just joked about a lot of things. She would always drink the last of our creamer for coffee, like just little things that we would get annoyed with, but now we miss, obviously. Also, just taking grief day by day. Like I said, you're going to have days where you're really good and then the next day you're not. And just knowing that that's a part of it. Also, I have learned through my counselor, journaling, which I always thought, I'm not going to journal. That's so dumb. I always judge stuff because I'm like, how is writing something on paper going to help me? But it's helped me a lot. I've written her letters, and I journal several days a week, just about how I'm feeling, what went well this week, just things that I've learned from my counselor that has been really, really big. And I even shared with my daughter about that, and she actually wrote a letter to her the other day. And just sometimes writing down how you're feeling. And again, I'm not a counselor, so please nobody come for me. I'm nobody that has any kind of training in psychology or grief. I'm just someone that's walked through the depths of hell of grief. And all I can share is what I have learned and taken from it. So I love that you guys are putting down here things about people that you miss and you love. And I'm seeing a lot of tragedies as well. And I'm so sorry. I hope one day, my goal one day is to really do something big and help. I feel like my purpose is so much more than I haven't even hit to where my true purpose is in life. And I feel like it's going to be something through grief and through my mother's story that someday everybody will know, that's going to help a lot of people. And I do believe that in my soul, that God is going to make a silver lining out of this. And I truly, I can't help but not believe that, because I think of all the pain and I'm like, there has to be something good that will come from this. And I'll be damned if I won't find it. I will find the good, and I will help a lot of people. And I truly believe that's my true purpose. I believe it. God's been telling me that, and I'm like, I'm not sure, but I believe that will be the path that he will have me go in the most, is helping other people. Like, for example, my area, we don't have a grief support group for people, homicide family members, when they're victims of homicide of their family members. We don't have a support group. The closest is 2 hours away. I don't like that, I want that to be different. Like, there's just different things that I want to do to help people. Maybe one day I'll write a book. I don't know. But I definitely want to do something good. Yes, I'm close to my adopted mom. That was my biological mom's sister. So I was adopted in the family. So yeah, we're very close. Okay, do you guys have any questions? That's kind of my heart. I just wanted to share it. And what a weird time on a Saturday morning for me, but I just felt it. And I want you all to know that if you're hurting out there, whether it's been 4 days, 4 months, 4 years, that I understand. Obviously, we all have different pain. Like, I can't understand someone that's lost a child. Obviously, I've not done that, but I do understand grief. And I just wanted to give you guys a little ray of hope and love, and that you're not alone. I'm not talking about the case, you guys, so please don't ask questions. If I wanted to share the details, I would share it. I'm not talking about that. It's always people that are never on my lives that ask these questions too. And I'm not trying to be ugly, you guys, but if I wanted to talk about the exact details, I would do it. I would never do that because my mother's trial, we haven't even gone to trial yet. So I cannot do anything that would affect the case. There could be people that follow me that will be a juror. Like, I will never talk about details until it's all over. And then I will go very public with it. So not to be ugly, but I'm not, you just don't ask people certain things. I just feel like, anyway. Our date was good. Thank you. Thank you, Carol. Yes. My mom's sister adopted me. Yes. Yep. I was adopted in the family. So as you can see, I was always close with my mother. Doesn't matter that, yeah, but yeah. But I'm going to block this one because she's getting on my nerves. Okay, sorry. So anyway, those are my tips for today. I hope that this resonated with at least somebody watching. And also, if you're not the one that's grieving, but you know someone that is, and you've never lost anybody, do not tell people the things I said. They're in a better place. It's going to get better. You're going to be fine. Don't ever say that to people, especially when you have no idea what loss feels like. And if you've never lost someone, praise God that you don't know what it feels like, because you don't want to know what it feels like. Thank you, Lila. So anyway, I just wanted to talk on that. Yeah, Kelly, people are nosy, and I understand because I share my life with people, but I never talk about that. There's a reason, but yes, my mom and I, and maybe my daughter, all plan to go to her grave tomorrow and just kind of, reminisce and celebrate her. And I don't know. I just wanted to share my heart. So hopefully this message was for someone. Don't ever tell someone they're in a better place, you guys. Don't ever do that. Of course they are, but that's not something that's going to help someone grieving. It's just not. So don't say it. Okay. If you get nothing else, don't do that. Cause that's been I think some people don't know what to say and they think they're helping, but to really help someone really grieving, just be there, love them, and be there, make them dinner, stuff like that means more than trying to give them advice on something they know nothing about. Right. So anyway, I hope that you guys got something from this. I hope you shared this out. Cause again, I feel like there are obviously people that needed to hear this because I was doing my journaling and I just kept, hearing this voice, like, go share this. Go share this. Thank you, Casey. If you guys are new, please click the follow button. I would love it if you'd follow my page. I just did a little bit. Make sure you guys catch the replay. Tammy, I'm so sorry for your loss, girl. And I know that doesn't help, right? I know that. Well, let's see what Karen has to say. What do you want people to say to you? I don't understand the question. You don't have to say anything to me. I don't know what you're asking. Hold on. Let me block her. So maybe Karen, do we have a true Karen on here? Do we need to block Karen? Well, we're going to block Karen too. Also, protect your energy. No matter what you do. You don't have to put up with people's bullshit. That too. That's a little side note. Anyway, I love you guys, and hopefully that this helped you guys. And yeah, I don't like it. Like, I don't like getting attitude with people, but some people just say the stupidest stuff, and I'm like, really? Oh my God, why are people coming on trying to sell stuff? I don't understand. You guys, Karen's gone. We'll say a prayer for her. Anyway, you guys have a great day. I hope that this helped somebody. And I just wanted to share my heart because I felt like Jesus was just like, go share. So hopefully this helps somebody. I don't think I'll be live again probably till Monday or Tuesday. Tomorrow I'm obviously taking the day off because I'll just be a sobbing mess, I'm sure. But I love you all. And just remember, love the people you love while you have them. You just never know. Like I said, yesterday was 3 years ago that I hugged my mother for the last time. And you truly just don't ever know. I just found out another network marketer that I follow, her husband just died unexpectedly. You just never know when is going to be the last time you see someone you love. So just remember your last words. What are they good? And that you're always telling them, telling people you love them. My daughter always gets annoyed because I'm always making sure I tell her I love you before she even leaves to go down the street, whatever. You never know. So tell people you love them, show it. If you're fighting with someone that you love and it's stupid, let it go, forgive, be the bigger person. Because I'll tell you, regrets are bad. When you lose someone, you can't get the time back. So I love you guys. I hope this message resonated with one of you. And to the ones that were naysayers, I'll pray for you. Have a great day, guys. Bye.